Okay.
Yes, business and IT.
Okay. Okay. Fiyin,
Anatomy, sir.
anatomy. Okay. Okay, that's good. Well, one thing I just want to first of all bring out is no matter irrespective of your field of practice, you can't do without data. Can't do without data. And data analysis now is one of the skills that is selling in the markets these days. I was speaking with a friend yesterday on a project to data analysis. So it's a very, very good skills that is selling now. And I want to put it to you that if you can go on well with these classes and also further to build yourself, there are a lot of ways you can begin to really make money or even build professions with the experience you are going to have from these classes. Okay. You can even write there while you are still in service. You can start your freelance work. You can start your freelance work as data analysis and visualization. You can offer your businesses for your services for business. You can help them to make sense with their data. You can help them to create visualization with their data. You can provide expert advice on Excel best practice, talking of workflow optimization, talking of building a customized spreadsheet for businesses, for clients. Okay, so these are the ways and even more that you can begin to make money right away from even right after these classes. So once again, I want to say welcome on this journey. Okay. So today, like we've been told, let me try and share my slides. Our work will be practical. Watch us to this. Go along with me. Can you see my screen? No. Okay. Please, what can you see? What's on? Need someone to tell me what's on so that I'll be sure you are seeing.
We can see the data, sir.
We can see the data. Can you hear me?
Formulas. Data is a set of student scores, student exam scores. So from that data, we are going to come up with the total scores by each of the students.
Please, have you seen the data? I already shared it. Can you see it in the chat room? Or do I need to reshare?
That's it.
Okay, so you can download and you can view. I've shared it now. Please go ahead.
Okay, so you can download and work along with me on it. So we will also find the minimum score, the maximum score, the median, the average. Then we'll be able to know which of the students pass, fails, which one of them are getting promotion, which one are going to repeat, then how many students pass and fail. With a series of functions and formula. Okay, so let's start. Now, to you, David, Finin, and Malik, I want you to let us look at this data sets. Let's look at these worksheets. And let's take some observations from these worksheets. So I just need one of you to tell me, what do you observe? Talking about organization, let's look at this data. So what do you observe concerning this data? Let's bring out some observation. Look at it very well.
The scores of students in particular subjects.
Yes, scores of students in particular subjects. How many subjects? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Please, can I
5,
interrupt?
7, 8, 9.
Please,
Yes,
can I
ma'am.
quickly interrupt? Have you all downloaded it? I can see a message saying I'm having issues opening the file. Are you all having issues opening the file? So that we know if it is the version of the file. David, can you open, or who sent? Yes, David, can you open the file? Malik, can you open the file? The Excel file.
I'm trying to.
Huh?
I said I'm trying to.
Okay, you're still
Can you
trying
send
to.
it again?
And I send it again. Okay, I will resend it now. Malik, are you able to open it?
Okay, so I'm currently using Zoom on my phone. I'm trying to join on my laptop, but then I'm having trouble figuring that out.
Okay.
I can't get the chat on my laptop.
All right, what we will
Maybe
do is, you know what? Should we send it to you on WhatsApp? Let's
WhatsApp,
send
yeah.
you the file on WhatsApp so that you'll be able to download it wherever you want to. Is that fine? We'll try
Yes.
that. All right. Thanks. Please go on.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so set of scores for 10 subjects, yes. So let's look at it very well again. Okay, let me just, to save time, let's look at these names. Let's look at this name, this column. What can you say about the data on this column? Let's respond, please. Are we there?
It's the names of the pupils, I guess. And the names, the way they are arranged, they're not very organized.
Thank you so much. That's the first observation. They are not well organized. Okay. They are not well organized. So we need to get it organized. Okay? We need to get it organized. And if you look at it again, you will see, let's see this now. Ayodeji Ajibola. Look at it now. After Ayodeji, we have how many space between Ayodeji and Ajibola? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 spaces between Ayodeji and Ajibola, which is not right. So that space has to close up. Okay. If you look at this, Uwakpe, Oyekansola, you see some spaces. You see some spaces. Okay. So that also shows to us that is not organized. So we need to close all the spaces. Let's look at it again. Let's look at it again. What else can we see? Look at this Muyiwa or Remoju. What is wrong with this name? The way it's written. We can see the Oremo soon with small letter. With small letter. Ideally, it's supposed to be capital letter. Okay. So all this the first thing we need to do, we need to get it organized. And it's called data cleaning. It's called data cleaning. If you also observe, let's look at these data, these scores very well. Something is wrong here. What can we see here? Can we see empty spaces? Can we see empty spaces? Please, let's respond, please. Let's make it interactive.
Yes, you can see them.
Okay. Then let's also look at these headers. You can see that some of them, like this English noun, is showing very well. This is home icons, but it's not showing very well. So you see some letters longer than the cell, longer than the cell. So we also have to put it together. So all this, the first thing you need to do before you begin to work with data is to clean up your data, your worksheet. You have to clean it up. If you go for interview as a data analyst and you are presented the data to work with, and you fail to clean up your data before you begin to betray yourself as a amateur, okay? And you begin to lose your mark from there, okay? So the first thing we are going to do, please let's go along. And if I'm going faster than you, please do well to call my attention, draw me
Sorry,
back.
I've not been able to download this on my system.
Was it as if it's sent to you to your
No, I've
WhatsApp?
not seen anything. You should send it to
Okay.
the chat again on this place.
That
Has she
should be
sent it
sent.
there?
It's going to be sent to your WhatsApp. Maybe she's on it now, I
No,
guess.
sorry, I can't connect my WhatsApp to my system. Take a long process.
Do you want us
You
to
send
send
it.
it to your email?
Yes, you can send it to my email.
Okay, please share your email
Okay.
here. Share it here right now so that we know we have the correct email. The three of you, please share your email. So we'll send it to you on email right now.
Okay. And again, you can just on your Excel on your system, just open Excel on your system. If you have any data already there, you can open it. And the major thing is for you to get the concept and get the formulation, get the process. So while we are waiting to get this workbook, so three major things we are going to do with this data. We are going to clean up the data. It's called data cleaning. We are going to do counting. Then we'll go to formulas and functions. So the first thing we are to do now is to clean up these headers, make it more feasible, make it more feasible. Now, this is a process to do that. You highlight all the columns. You highlight the columns, okay? Now you come to your menu bar and you look for wrap test. Wrap test. You can see it here. Okay. So just click on it. So you can see now. Now let me go back. What ordinarily someone could have done is to begin to drag the cell, begin to expand it, so that it will show very well. Okay. Yeah. Someone could have done this. But if you do this, looking at it, it's still not really proper. Yes. If you look at this now, this cell now, this particular cell is wider than this cell. So it will make your work look so presentable and acceptable. Okay. So to make it presentable and acceptable, the best thing is to highlight come to your menu bar, locate your wrap test, and just click on it. Now you can see all the letters in the cells are showing very well now, and the cells are of equal sizes, right? Okay, other things you can do here, where your menu bar is to centralize. Just adjust it, centralize, and just do it the way you want. You can just walk around this space to get it appear the way you want. So with that, we are done with the first step. So we have cleaned up the headers. So the next step we need to do, let's now work on this column. Let's work on this column. Okay. We need to close up these empty spaces.
Sorry. So somebody is asking that if you can please speak a bit louder.
Okay.
Hello?
Is it louder now?
Can you hear him better now? You requested that you should speak louder.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So the next thing we need to do is to get these spaces closed up. And it is called trimming. It is called trimming. So we need to trim this column, these names. How do we do that? We are going to create a new column. I'm going to create a new column. Sorry, we are not starting from we want to assume that you already have some basic understanding. So I want to assume you already know how to create the column. But if you don't know, this is what I just did. Just put your arrow on the column you want to shift. Just put your arrow, your keyboard, just by the letters, by the letter of that column. Then when you right click, then it starts. That column will shift. That column will shift. It depends on the version of the application you are using. Some will ask you, do you want to shift to the right or to the left? For name, don't forget, this is the workbook. This is what we are working towards. This is what we want to achieve. So now to trim up these names, what do we have to do? Just come to the first row. It's first row, right? Then just put in your functions, put in your command. So the command is equal to trim right? Then open brackets. Now, just pick on the first name, the first cell there, which is Benga Adewuse, which is C2. Just click on it. I can as well just manually put C2. Okay. But to build on the saver side, just click on the first name, right? Close it. Enter. Okay. Now, I can go to the next name. I've cleaned up that one. I can go to the next name, the same command, trim, open your brackets, pick up the cell.
Sorry, you maybe
Yes, ma'am.
please transfer host to me because somebody is in the waiting room and I know you are teaching. Somebody is in the waiting room. So once you allow the person, then you can transfer the host to me. I will monitor it.
Okay, my Okay, I've seen it. There are even two.
They've been waiting.
Uh, they have admitted
Have you
to.
sent the email?
So I've transferred the. No.
No, not yet.
Yes, yes, it's okay. Okay, I've done that.
Okay, great. Malik, send your, let's share your email address. We want to send the Excel data to you on email. Mercy, you're welcome. What happened? You came late. Share your email address in the chat box so we can share the practice data with you. Okay, I've seen that for Malik. Let's have that for Mercy. Please go on.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So on that, let me do this for you to see now. Read. That's the third name. We pick the column. So you can see what is happening, but should we be going just one by one like this? It will take time. Okay, so what we'll have done is after you are done with the first one, you can just drag it down. Just drag it down. Or faster way, just put your mouse by the edge of this. You can see the small box by this edge. Just put your mouse there and you will see the mouse will change the moment it's on that small box. Change to plus. Just double click, right? Double click. So you can see now. So you can come here because looking at the names is centralized. Do you want to leave it like this or not? So you can come here to your menu box here, menu bar here. Just shift it and position it as well. So you can see it now that we are getting through. Look at this now. For Akpeoye Consola, the space has been closed off. Space has been closed off. So we are done with that. Now, before we leave this step, that means this column, we don't need it again. Right? We need to take it off. Now, you could as well just come here and take it off. Look at what will happen. The new one you just did now will give you error data, right? Why? Because this column, this new column, has the source from this C. This is what I mean. If you put your mouse on this Benga Deusi, look at what is there. It's formulated. It's formulated. C2. So the source of this column is there. It's built on this. So if you take this out, this will go off. And so what can we do? We can just do copy and paste. Now, this is the one we need. So we can copy it, Control C, right? You can paste it again on that same column. Just do your Control V, right? Now it will give you a menu option here to paste special. Just so if you paste special, look at it now. Put your mouse there again. You see now it has changed. The name now appears instead of the command, instead of the function. The names appears. So now we are free to take off this column. I want to believe we get that. Did we get that before we move on?
Please come again with that pay special.
Okay. Uh, uh, okay. So this is what I mean. You come here, you know how to copy. I have highlighted the column. So you copy, Control C, right? Control C. Okay, let me do this. I want to paste now. So I just right click on that column, I right click. So come to, if you right click, you see paste special. If you just paste anyhow, you can still paste. So just come to paste special, then still come here, paste special. Now it give you the options now, right? So just pick value. So the command you are saying is, I don't want it to be pasted with functions. I only need the values. What I need is Benga Dewusi, Idowu Adedokun. I don't need the command. So just pick value, then okay. I believe that is clearer. So let's check now. You can see now the names appears now instead of the command. Is that clear now? Is that clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So let's take off
You
this.
just highlight the initial bracket so I can see what pops up in the um
Yes.
just yeah, thank you. Just highlight the like the names in the initial column that you copied from. I just want to see how they appear in that bar above.
Yes, yes, yes. Get it. So let's take this out now.
Okay.
Okay. So we have that done. We are not done with the names yet. We still have some, like this now, comes with all small letters. This one now is irregular. The names L are not regular. Look at Olufemi. Look at the way it appears. So what can we do next? So the next thing we have to do is to put the names proper. We put it proper so that you know how we write name. The first letter is capital, the others are small. Okay, so that's what we want to do now. So we'll follow the same route. We create a new column again. Let's try to expand it. Okay, let's try to expand it. So what we want to do now is we want to put the name proper. Okay. So the same thing we did the other time, the first cell here, but the command now is different. It's equal to proper. Proper. Open your brackets, pick the first name, just like you did the other time. Okay. Enter. Enter. So we already have this. Let's just drag it down. Yeah, at it now. Let me go and look for that. This is Muyiwa or Remudu. You can see the small O here, right? You can see it has changed. So it's now appearing properly. Which other one? Look at this Olufemi. Look at this now. Okay. So we are done. Now, so this one, we have to take this one off again. Don't forget what we did the other time. So don't let us. So we follow the same process. Copy, paste, special. Now we delete this. Okay. So now we have that one clean, dusted. Okay. Now, I don't want to waste our time the other time. I will have asked us to still look further. There's another thing I observed here, right? if you look at the names, there are some repetitions. Let's look at this now. Henry Ajibola. You see another Henry Ajibola. So maybe the person that send the data to you makes some errors. We're putting it together. So there's some repetition. So what can we do? So we'll go to the next stage now, which is find duplicates. Find duplicates. So we need to find duplicates. Okay, because it will be a disaster if you have done working with data, you have gone so far before you now realize that some of your data are duplicates. So the best thing is the one of the essence of cleaning. One of the essence of cleaning. So we'll find the duplicates, then we take it off. Now, how can we find the duplicates? I think there are 2 or 3 ways we can do that. Okay. So the first thing is let's do this. Let's use a formula first. I'm not so comfortable, but let's use a formula first. Let's create a new space. We don't need it so that big, so this size is okay. So you want to use a formula to find duplicates, to know which one of those names are duplicated. Okay, so what do? We are going to use a command called count if. Count if. We want to send a command that you should count if any of these names are duplicated. This is the command. Use your equal to. That's the first sign you start with if you want to use functions and commands in Excel. Start with equal to. Okay. So count if, right? Open your brackets. Okay, so the next thing is to highlight the column we want to send the commands to. You want it to go and work on. You highlight all the rows there. Okay. And after that, you put your comma. Then you now come back to pick the first name. This C2, just pick it. Close it. So what you are saying is, please, Mr. Excel, help me scan through all this column. That's the first command you said. Now scan through it and see if anyone repeat itself. So that's why we come back to pick the first one. Then put and just enter. So you can see now it's showing one. So it's already telling us that Benga Ewusi only appeared once from the highlighted rows. So what do we do? Let's drag it down. So you can see now, it's telling us that Henry Ajibola appeared twice. Moses Ayokunle appeared twice. Buwakwe Oyekansola appeared twice. Let's manually confirm that this Henry Ajibola one, this is another Henry Ajibola. This is Moses. Where's another Moses? This is another Moses. Buwakwe. This is another Buwakwe. And you can see that Henry here is showing 2. Henry here is showing 1. So what it's telling us is as at this row, from this row downward, he's able to see 2 Henry. But from this row downward, he's able to capture 1 Henry. So you need to understand. But okay, so that's one way. Look at the formula again, in case you want to note it or write it down. Here's a formula. Count if you highlight the entire row, then comma, then pick the first cell. Okay. Now, let's say the second method. Let's say another method. I'm so comfortable with this second method. Okay. And so easy. So for second method, we can use highlight the entire column. Okay. come to your home, come to your menu bar, home. This home. Okay. Then look out for conditional formatting. Conditional formatting. Click on it. Then highlight cell rules. Highlight cell rules. Then come down to duplicate values. Now, it can give you option. You can here. So this is it. So you can see that all the ones are a duplicate. This is Ajibola, Ajibola.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Now, this method is more useful if you are working on rows and column. Let's try columns now. Let's find on this column if there is any repetition. Let's use the same method. Home, conditional formatting, cells, duplicate value. So only see, you can see now, 59, 59. Okay. So either you are working downward through column or you are working through the rules. Ways or method of finding it perfect. But what happened? What happened in a situation where you want to work across columns and rows? We want to find duplicates on this data. What happened? Let's try that same function method and see if it will work so fine. Home, conditional formatting, duplicates. You can see what happened. This is not giving us the result that we want. Because what he tried to do is he tried to check through duplicate here, check through duplicate here, and the whole thing started. So it's not giving us a perfect result. So what can we do? Find out. Now, let me call your attention to this. You know, we have already, okay, let me do this. I don't need to take it off. Sorry. Okay, so we are already aware of this. We already know that Henry is twice, Henry Ajibola is twice. We could have as well just take off. The second one, take it off, take it off. But what if, because we need to be conscious, when you are working with data, numbers, you need to be on top of your game and be so observant, careful. Okay. We also, before we can decide to take this off, we need to be sure that this Henry Ajibola has the same scores with this Henry Ajibola. If we look at it now, let me highlight it. This Henry Ajibola here, this Henry Ajibola here. If we compare their scores, I think they are the same. Now we are sure we can take it off. That means we need to come here again, do the same thing for the two Moses to be sure they are the same results. Because it may happen that we may have two Moses Ayokunle in a class. We may have two. It's possible. We need to confirm one by one to be sure. Now, let's assume you are working with a large data, like what I have here. Like what I have here. Look at this data now. Very, very large. You can see going to thousands, 8,000, 10,000. So if you are working with a large data like this, will you be highlighting one by one? I think the answer is no. The answer is no. So how can we go about it? Right? So that will take us to the third ways of finding duplicates across columns and rows. Across columns and rows. Now, what we will do, let's come to the edge here, to the end of the data here. The data stop at L. So let's just work on M here. So we are using this. So what we need to do is to create unique, we have to create a unique key for each of these rows. We have to create a unique key for these rows, right? And how do we do that? We come here in front of the end of the data. We use our command. And the command to do that is concat. 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 Okay. Now, we now come here. We pick all the rows. We pick all the rows. Right? We can as well just say the first cell here, which is C2. Then we put our column. Then we pick the last cells. We can as well do that. It's the same. Right? Then enter. So what we have done here is we use concat to bring things together. Use concat to bring things. Well, you will see it clearly. I'm still coming back to when we want to separate the full names, surnames, and the first name. You see it clearly. So we are done with the first row. So what do we do? Let's extend it. So we have succeeded in creating unique keys for each of these rows. What we have here, if you look at it very well, every numbers we have here are combinations of what is there. We just put them together. What we have here are combinations of what we have here. Just put it together. Now that we have all this now together, we have them now together here, right? So we can now use our previous method now. We can now come here, go to our home, conditional formatting, highlight cells rules, then duplicate. Can we see now? So it's telling us that this one, everything we have here is duplicated somewhere else. So this is Ajibola now. So it's telling us that Ajibola now, let's look for the second Ajibola. And this, let me highlight it. And this second Ajibola, they are actually duplicates. They are actually the same, everything. But let's look at this. You can see here, Moses, the name here is duplicated, right? But this course, what we have here is not duplicated. So we can see, let me use another color now. Moses Ayokunle now, let me use green. Where's the second Moses? This is the second Moses. If we compare this course, we can now see that it's different. Can we see that? I need a response, please, so that we'll know that you are with me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can now see that if we have stopped at just finding the duplicate under names and we have taken off Moses, that means we have lost a data. We have lost a student, because they just bear the same name. but they have different results. So it's telling us that these people are not one person, they are two. Okay, let's see the third person. Fuwakpe here is also duplicate. Okay, so with this now, then another thing we can also do, let me just mention this. Let me just mention it. This unique key, we can hide it. We can hide it so that your worksheets will look neater. So to do that, if you want to hide this, it will just be left with colors. To do that, you can just do Control 1. Control 1, then the format cells will pop up. Control 1, press down your control, then 1. Then format cells will pop up. Then you come to custom. Custom. Now it's going to show general here. So this general, just delete it and put in semicolon 3 times. Semicolon. Change this to semicolon 3 times. No, sorry. The first thing I need to do, I need to highlight the column where I want to hide, where the unique key is. So I have to highlight it first, then Control 1, custom, general, I delete it, I put semicolon 3, then OK. So you can see that the unique key is off. So you are left with just the color, right? So you can see now that it appears neater. It appears neater to work with. So in case you need these indicators, you need this to be there for a longer time while you are working on the data, instead of you to just leave that plenty numbers on your worksheet. Just hide it because it's only color that you need. It's the indicator you need. You don't need the numbers. Hide it and continue working to worksheet. So having done that, so move on now. So we know now that we are free to take off Henry. Don't forget we are still doing data cleaning. We are free to take off Henry. We are free to take off. Who can tell me the next name to take off? Who are we taking off next? Are we there? Who else are we taking off?
Wape.
Fuwakpe. Okay, yes. Yes. So we take off Fuwakpe. Yeah, we are done. Okay,
Moses.
we are done. We are leaving Moses because we've seen that they don't have the same score. Okay, sorry. Okay, so we are done with, we are progressing now. We have been able to close the space here. We've been able to put the name proper. We've been able to identify duplicates and we've taken it off. So the next thing we need to do, we can see some empty spaces here. We can see empty spaces here, right? Now, let me quickly just mention one of the counts because we need it now before we deal with the spaces, okay? We may choose to know, especially if you are working with large data, we may choose to know how many spaces, how many empty spaces do we have? How many empty spaces? Okay, so we can do that quickly. It's just to give us an hint so that you will know if it is something you can quickly fill up or something you need to call for assistance or just hold on, come back to it later. So let's just use a command to find out how many are available for you. The command is just use your equal sign. Okay. Now just tell him can't blank. Can't blank. Okay. Now open your bracket. Now highlight where you want him to go and count the blank spaces. Just highlight it. Okay. Enter. So it's already telling us we have 12 empty spaces, empty cells. Where is
What's
the
the
next?
issue? You can't hear? Is it still low? Follow.
No, ma, there's no
You can't hear
issue,
me?
but it's just that I
Is it Fee?
got
What did you say? Fin? I think it's your network,
I think our
because I
network
can't
is.
hear you. Your own network looks like it's faulty. Can you speak again? I can't hear you. Or do you want to type? Maybe you should type it so we can see. Yes, the recording will be made available. Can every other person hear yours clearly? David, Malik, is it clear? Is it loud? Are you following?
So how do we now locate these 12 empty cells? How do we find it? Now, there are two ways. Let me show you so that we need to know what is not so that we appreciate what it is. The first we can do is someone could come here, use what do they call it now? Filter. You can use filter if you are working with small. Where is it? Okay, this is filter. Please follow my mouse so that you know where I'm going. So this is filter here. Okay. What do we observe? You can see from the headers, there are arrows that pop off from each of the column headers. Okay. So you can come here just one by one. That's a lazy way of doing it. And you take your time. If you come here now, basic tech, you click on this arrow now, it will show you all the datas under that column. And if you check through all the datas, you see numbers. There's no blank. There's no blank. So you can say, okay, there's no blank there. You come to, okay, let's see basic science. Click on basic science. When you check through, you see blank. You can come back here, unselect it, unselect everything. Now come back and select blank because you want to now know which one is blank. If you click OK, it's going to take off the one that is normal. It's going to leave. So it's going to show you. We can see now that Oluyinka Adewoye, basic science is blank. Even business studies is blank. So you can fill it and go back. But let me bring it back. Let me bring the entire data back. We come back, select everything again. Okay, it's back. Now, if we are doing that, it will take your time. You have to do this, do this, do this, do this. And don't forget, if you are working with a data like this, till next tomorrow, you will be on it. So what can we do? Let me take off the filter first. So what can we do to identify blank cells? Okay. so that we'll ask it to highlight those cells. So just pick your color. That's done. Just okay. Okay. So we can see all the data. Consult our source data, maybe our notebook, anywhere the data are, or we put a call through to wherever we get the data. So let's just put and assume figures. Let's fill up the space. Now, let me give this 65. Let me give 60. Let me give 75. Let's do 82, 83. Let's do 75. Let's do 66. Let's do 56. Let's do 90. I just need to be generous with my marks. Let's do 86. Let's do 80. Let's do 75. You can see that as I'm filling up the empty cells, that the color is going off, the indicator is going off, and the 12 here is coming down, it's now 0. And that's just one good thing about Excel. If you really so lovely. So lovely. So you can see now, it's telling me now that yes, everything is filled up. There's no vacant, empty cell again, right? So I think we are 99% done with cleaning. So we still have this highlighted. Let me take off this so we can come back to conditional formatting, clear rules. I just clear our rules. Let me say from the entire sheet. Okay, you can see now that the worksheet is looking attractive, organized. It's taking shape, having meaning, right? Just like compared to how it was when we started. Just like you want to go and sleep, you enter your bedroom, and the whole bed is scattered. You won't be able to sleep on it. Even if you sleep on it, it can't be a very peaceful sleep. You have to arrange it. Okay, so the last thing we need to do here before we move forward, don't forget, this is where we are coming. So now, with this now, and it's gone, we can copy our numbers now from this worksheet.
Sir, please. Sir.
Yes, I can't.
Okay.
Please talk.
Sir,
I
I
can't
can't
hear
really
you.
hear you. Yes, I cannot really hear you anymore.
See, what was the last thing you heard?
The filling up the blank spaces.
Okay. Let me quickly go back there. But so you got how we got the blank spaces. So what I did was just to put some assumed numbers, scores in those blank spaces. And I said, as we were doing it, the indicator, the numbers were going off, right? So after that, I said, our data now, our worksheet now is looking more organized, more presentable now. So what I've tried to do now is to copy, because we are done with this. We get all our numbers. So I copy it. Okay. I posted it on the workbook. This is our result template. This is a result template we are working on. So I posted it here. Let's leave it there. So the next thing on this is for us to also complete this. First name, or whatever. So let's come back here. So what we want to do is maybe the templates you have, just like we have it here, It's asking us to separate the first name from surname. Okay, but the data set sent to you have everything together like this, and you want to separate it. You agree with me that it will take time if you if you begin to type it one by one, to take so time. Okay. So if you start saying, you need to first of all delete this, then you write Benga. How did you write Benga again? You write Benga, you come here, you write Adewusi. You come here, you do the same thing again. It will take your time, right? So what can we do to make it so fast? So you can see now, the first thing is to create a new column in front of the full name. So what I want to do now, I want to take off this. Let me change this to, which one comes first? First name. So what I want to do now, I want to take off this Adewusi from here. I want to put it here. Adedokun, I want to put it here. I want to separate it, right? So how do I do that? So if I lighted, well, I have it full name. Okay. So I need to come to my data, come to your menu bar, come to data. Now look out for text to column. Text to columns. Click it. Text to column. Now, yes, you leave it at delimited. Leave it at delimited. You can see the names there. Firstly, you can see it appear. Leave it at delimited. Go to next. Go to next. Now it's asking you here because you want to know what are the separators you have. The separators we have here are just the space. Are the space. So pick the separator. Okay. Now next. You can see it's already separated there. You can see it there. Already separated. Now finish. Just pick OK. You can see how it's separated. Now what happened here? I didn't take observation very well. There is a name that has three. So I needed to have created two new columns. Now this Amosu now has taken away one of the subjects here. So let me go back. You can see. Let me repeat the process. Data, text to column, limited, net. So you can see now it's separated. Let's take off this. We don't need this. Let's just take it off. Okay. So now we have the first name. Sorry, because I included this. We have it. Now, in other way around, what if the data, the source data, the primary data sent to you actually came separated like this? But the template you want to use asks you to put it together, full name. Asks you to put it together. How can you go about that? It can be a two-way around. Okay. So that is what we did here. When I did the unique key here the other time, I put all the datas on this row together. That's exactly what we are going to do. So let me create a new column to this side. Now, and let me call it full name. Full name. Okay. So what do we do? Don't forget the same command we use, function that we used the other time, equal to, right? Concat. Concat. Anytime you remember cat, then you remember this function. Concat, right? Then, now look at it very well. There are some mistakes you can easily make here. If you highlight the two like this, you can highlight the two just like I did the other time here. I highlighted all the here. If you highlight the two, just press your enter. You can see it brought it together. But what happened here? There is no space in between. There's no space, right? So that's not the way to go about it. So what can you do? Let's go back. Equal to concat. So pick it one after the other. You pick first one, that's C2, right? Now put your comma. Now to put space between, you need to put that space between by yourself. To put that space after that comma, just put your, what do they call this thing? Is it colon? No, not colon. What's this sign again? Who can remind me? What's this sign?
Quotation mark.
Quotation mark. Thank you so much. So you put your quotation mark. Two. Put the first one. Make a space. Put the second one. Comma. So that's the space. You have created that space. Then pick the surname. Close it up. Enter. You can see now. So you put it together. So what do? Just complete the other one and go back to your own formatting. Good. We are good with our data cleaning. Now we have everything well arranged. We can now the numbering here. We deleted some names here, so we need to renumber. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, so we are good. So let's just copy it to our workbook, to our templates.
Have about 20 minutes more, 15. So we'll be as fast as we can.
Okay, ma'am.
We didn't start class on time. A number of people didn't join in on time. So today we might just extend it to, if it's fine with the participants, we might extend it slightly. But next week we want to try and start very, very much on time. What I want to check is if 10:30 looks more like it for our participants or 10 o'clock. I want to be sure because no, I'm not sure any of them showed up at 10 o'clock today. Maybe because today is the first class. So by the time you are rounding up, Mr. Tolu, please let's confirm if 10:30 is class or so.
Okay.
But let's go on.
So you can see now our workbook is looking fine. We are done with data cleaning. So we've been able to migrate our data to the templates, to the result templates now. Okay. So that leaves us with just to use a formula. Just to use a formula. Sorry, I want to shift this. Okay, I talk about counting. We've done one. Let me just quickly do maybe one or two other counting. We've done counting the blank cell. Okay, let's quickly use this to count the cells that have numbers. You can do the cell that has numbers. Try to. Sorry, I'm struggling with this. Okay, let's quickly count. There's a way we can know how many cells here. Okay, we do equal to count. Just count. His zone is just count. Open. Then we highlight our data area. So by that, we were able to know we have 190 data on that area. We have 190. So we have the numbers we are working with. This is a for function. Take notes. Now, if we want to count both numbers and text, the cells that have both numbers and text, count R. That's just the difference. The letter A, count R, open. Then we can highlight the entire work area that we want to count. So it's telling us is 228. Okay, so that's just by the side. Now let's quickly go to our formula. Now, so now this is now that we now begin to work with our data. What we have been doing before is just to organize it and arrange it so that we can comfortably work with it and be sure of the result that we'll get. Now we want to work with the data now. Okay. So the first thing we need to do here is, don't forget, this is a resource template of a student, of a school, or a particular class. Now, let's work here. We want to find out what's the total mark. What's the total mark for this class? This class has how many subjects? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. And if we look at the scores, you'll see that it's over 100. Each subject is over 100. Right? We can see 75, we can see 80, we can see 90. So it's over 100. So what would be total marks be? I need someone to answer me. What's the total mark? If we have 10 subjects, how can we find the total here? Let's respond very fast. How can we find it? How can we get the total scores?
Sir, is
Equals
that
to
10 times? Okay.
no, go ahead, no problem.
Go on, Biodun. 10
Sir, I
times
should be
what?
putting into consideration. Okay. Sir, I should be putting into consideration all the courses and then saying 100 per course, right? A bit subject, sorry.
Yes. Yes.
And so that should be like 10 times 100.
10 times 100. Thank you so much. 10 times 100. So what can we do? The same way we say it is the same we will put here. Okay. But don't forget, one thing that is just very, very important for you to send the command signal is your is equal sign, because we want to formulate this column now. We want to formulate it. Okay, so your equal sign. So you just press it direct 10, your times 100. Okay, enter. It's going to give you your 1,000. It's going to give you your 1,000. Another way to do, we are touching multiplication now. We are touching multiplication. Another way, let's say you are not working with results, you are working with mathematics, account, or whatever, and you have 50 here, you have 500 here. So you want to multiply it, come to your want to multiply it, your equal sign. So you can do sum, right? Sum of, just pick the cell. That's Q3 times R3. Enter to give you your results. Okay. You can also say direct equals this times this. Still give you your results. Okay. Well, by the nature of what we are working with, the data available, well, we don't have the 100 written somewhere, but we've done a calculation 10 times. So just do that. 10 times 100. That's the total scores is 1,000. So let's drag it down. We get that one, right? Now, we need to now get the scores, total scores obtained by each student. So we are going to addition now. Total cost obtained by each student. So what's the formula? We use our equal sign, right? Now, you can, let's do some. Let me do, let's at least at this stage, let's be constant with our, so sum. Now, you can do one by one. The cells you want to add. You can be picking it. Number one, that's basic cells, plus you pick the second one, plus you pick the third one, plus you pick like that. You continue. Then, oh, sorry, you won't put that. That's the last one. You close it, you enter. It's give you. But there's a faster way, especially if you are dealing with big math. There's a faster way. Just do your equal, do your sum, and just highlight, right? You get the same answer. Okay, then, so we've gotten our total scores obtained. Total scores obtained. So that column is formulated. So any changes that is happening here, let's look at it now. Just deleting some scores here. It's going to have effect here. It's going to reflect again. Okay. Yeah, so we are done with that. Now we want to find out from this scores obtained, we want to know the minimum scores. The minimum scores. Yes, it might be easy for us because of the number of data that we have to just scan through and say, this is minimum. But the faster way, if you are dealing with a very large data, is to use a function, use a command. Okay. So just the same way it sounds, right? Equal to minimum. Just the highlights the column you want to, where you want to find your minimum. Enter. So it's giving you your minimum. So if you look at it, that's the minimum scores. So you can work like that. You can also find the minimum across a row. Maybe you want to know your child or the subject that is called the minimum. That's 23 minimum, is. So it depends on what's actually the result you are working on. So we get a minimum. We want to know the maximum score. This is what they call data analysis. So you are trying to analyze this result. So already you know, let's say this is SS2A or SS2. You already know that the minimum score for SS2 in this term is 366. Now, we want to get the maximum score. Use your command again, the same, just as you pronounce it, max equal to max. Open it, then highlight the column you need to find the minimum for you. The maximum, sorry. So it's telling us the maximum is 873. Now, you may hardly find this on a result sheet, but for the sake of this class, so that we'll just get used to the formula. That's why I put the median score. Median score. The mathematics in our midst will be associated with this. So we want to find the median score. That's the score at the middle, which will be arranged in order. The same way, median. Let's write so median. Okay. Enter, get your median score. Okay. We want to get our average score. Now, this average score is for each student. Is for each student. So you are not going to put work on this cell, this first cell. No. You are going to start with the first student. Okay. So average score. Now, two ways you can do this. In mathematics, you can say, because we want to find average score. That means we are saying the total score divided by 2. That's average now. So you can just say equal to this divided by 2. You can get it straight like that. Okay. But let's use a complete formula. So you can say equal to average. Open your brackets. Then you go and highlight the scores for each subject. You highlight it. So you've gotten it for the first person. Now you can take it down. You take it down. So you get your average score. I think I missed that mathematics. I missed that mathematics when I use divided by 2. It's supposed to be divided by 10. It's supposed to be divided by 10, not divided by 2. Okay, so let's go on. So we've gotten the average score, minimum, maximum, and the median. Okay, so let's go to remarks now. These remarks now, based on these total scores, we want to know if a student pass or fail. We want to send a command so that will tell us if a student pass or fail. Now, what we use here, right, is we call it if function. If. That's what we use it to get either pass or fail. Is if function. Okay. And this is the formula. Okay. We want to say, please help us find if a student gets this score, that person should pass. Or if the student did not get this score, that person should fail. That's what we want. That's the instruction we want to give. Okay. So let's go step by step. Equal sign. If we open our brackets. Okay. Now we pick, because this is where we want to find, we are sending the command to this column for total scores. So we have picked it, right? So what we want to now say is, now, let me ask first, what should be our benchmark for pass or fail? The total score is 100. Should we go with 500? What
Yes,
score
sir.
should be? Okay, let's go with 500. So if you are going with 500, that means we are saying, please help us look through this column, this total score, right? Now, if any of them score greater than, if we are saying 500 pass, that means we'll say greater than 499. So if any student score greater than 499, what will happen? We'll put our comma, then we use our quotation mark, we open it. So what will happen if a student score more than 499? The student should pass. Close it. We put a comma again. Now, what happens if a student did not score this? We just say straight. If not, the student should do what? Fail. Then we close it. So you can see this guy now. What's his name? Let me check his name. Ben Adewuse. The total score is 669. So he failed. So let's just drag it down. So we can see now, yes, yeah, it's showing us the ones that pass. This person pass, this person pass, this person fail, just by 1 mark. Yeah, sorry. Just by 1 mark. No, 2 marks. Sorry. I think the rest pass. The rest pass. So did we get that? Should we move on? We're almost done. I need your response. Are we good at
Yes,
this
sir.
point? Okay, thank you. So let's go to, now we want to say, okay, thank you. You have helped us to indicate the ones that pass and fail. Now we need to, instead of me as a teacher, to now begin to write promote, repeat, promote, repeat. Okay. I need another command for it to show us the ones that got promoted or the one that will repeat the class. Now the command we are going to use here is ifs. Meaning that it starts to do with multiple command instruction, not just one. Ifs. Okay. Now, this is the command. This is the function. Equal to ifs. Don't forget. Open a bracket. Now, we click again. Now, we are working on this column now because it's from this column, this new column, that we want to send a command to help us speak. Definitely we know those so it's what we are using. So we are going to say, we highlight it. So we are saying, go to this column, search this column for us. Okay, so if anybody is equal to, let's use a sign A, pass. If anybody here equal to pass, you put your comma. So what should happen? The person should promote. To promote, we put a comma. Then we go back again. We are now saying, you still go back again, check again. We pick it, we highlight it again, so it has picked it again for us. If anybody here equal to fail, that is where the S is, instead of just one word. Equal to fail. Sorry, I have to put my quotation. Equal to fail. Comma, what will happen? the person should repeat. Then we close it. Yeah, my repeat, so it's not supposed to, I think that's it. Now you close it. So you can see now, fill repeat. Let's just drag it down. Promote, 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 promote. That is it. So okay, let's with 3. Now we now need to rank it. We want to know the first, second, third, fifth, like that. Okay. Want to do the position now. Let's do the position. So what's the command? We just use the way we said it, rank. We open it. Now look at what will happen here. Which column are we working with? Because position, we are working with total, we are working with P, the total scores. Now, if we are just asked it to just rank this straight. Oh, sorry. So you can see that I'm struggling. Sorry. Okay. Rank. So when we highlight it, okay.
How are we doing? How soon are we rounding up?
We should round up in the next 10 minutes.
Your audio keeps going on and off. Even me, I can't
next
hear
10
you.
minutes.
Okay, in the next 10 minutes. All right.
Next 10 minutes.
There's another thing for 12:30.
Okay. Next 10 minutes. Okay, so you can see now, but this is the formula. If we just use this straight like this, we won't get the actual results. Okay, so what we will do, we have to use this dollar sign in our formula. We have to use a dollar sign. So it's going to be rank. Okay. Now we pick the first cell. We put a comma. Now we highlight the entire column. So the meaning of what we are saying is, why we pick the first cell first is want to say this person, rank it among the remaining. That's what we just said. This person, rank it among the rest. That's the command. Okay. Now we need to put our dollar sign in front of. You can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now we have it. Have our first, second, we have our third, fourth, fifth. We have it like that. Okay. So if We highlight it again. Put your comma, then pass. Yes. Now we have our result template completed. We have it completed. So the last thing we can just do is we can filter in order of position. That's just the last option. But let me first of all, let's just do that in two ways. So we want to say arrange in order of position by rank. So what should we do? We highlight the entire, you have to include the name now so that you won't end up giving somebody else another person's position or scores. So you highlight the entire board from where you want. You come to your filter here. This time around, you use custom to sort it. Now, look at this place. If you include the headers, you also highlighted the headers. That's where you pick this place. But here, we didn't highlight it, so we don't need to pick. So we come here. What column are we working with? We want to filter it by rank. That's W now. So we want to work with filter it, use column W, the last column. Yes, we are using the self value. So we want to say, because we want it to start from first, second, or that's smallest to largest. We click it. Now we are done. Now we are done. That is it for today. That is it. And the beauty of this is if you know how this, let's say you get a freelance work with a school, you can easily create a result template for them. You create a result template, you lock it, you give it to them. So as the teachers, let's just assume now that this template is empty. You can see now your formulated cells are still there. So as the teacher is inputting the figures, what will happen?
Let's try and round up in 5 minutes.
Okay, man. You can see how he's updating by himself. You can see that it's just updating by himself. So I want to believe, even with this alone, you can have the capacity to just come up with a small template and give it out, sell it out to people, or work with it with people or businesses or clients. So do we have any questions? Any clarity? I think we have 5 minutes to go. Any clarity? Any question? Okay, let me ask, we all understand, right?
Yes, sorry. How did you open this workbook?
How I open it
Uh,
is, okay, can you see my mouse?
yes.
Somewhere then, that's where the workbook is already on the, now, you know, the Excel, the file that was sent to you, the file is sent to you. That file is called Excel workbook. Now, when you open the Excel workbook, you can create many sheets. So on this workbook now, I have 3 sheets. So this is the first one we started working with, data set. The second sheet is where I have the workbook. So it's already on the file. The one sent to you is there already. Did you get it?
Yes.
Okay. So expectedly, for those of us that we couldn't walk along with these sheets, Maybe you've not gotten it, you'll not be able to download it. So let's download it. Let's download it. Just walk through it the way we did and make sure you are able to get all these functions. Make sure you are able to get all these functions. And if you didn't get anyone, you encounter any issue the next class, you can just bring it up for clarity. Okay. And on the 5 sent to you, there is another sheet there. This sheet we call orders. That's where we have a large data. A large data. And what we just did today until you begin to work with large data before you begin to appreciate it. So you can also work around this just by yourself. Just study what is there. Just create something out of it. Practice with it. Okay, before the end of the entire course, we'll talk more on what we can do on this large order. So thank you so much. Thank you, ma. Done. I'm done.
All
Thank you,
right,
sir.
thank you. Yes, I can hear you. So let's quickly, we have to be out of here in 2 minutes, so 3 thereabout. Did we learn anything today in class? Let me stop recording. Thank you so much, Mr. Tolu. Stop.